Hello students, welcome back for the part 5 session in business taxation subject, chapter name assessment of companies for final year BCom students. In the previous sessions we have learned about tax liability, which is calculated under normal provision. Now in this session we are going to see how the companies need to calculate their tax amount under minimum alternative tax, which is under section 115 JB. Minimum alternative tax under section 115 JB. The minimum alternative tax is a provision introduced in direct tax deduction or exemptions otherwise available to taxpayers so that they can pay a minimum amount of tax to the government. So here in this minimum alternative tax, the companies need to pay the tax. Why they need to pay under minimum alternative tax, and how the calculation will be there, and what is zero tax companies, and why they will use MAT instead of normal provision. All we are going to see. Let us start by introduction first. As we know, a company need to pay tax on the income calculated as per the provision of Income Tax Act, that is under normal provision. But the profit and loss account of that company will be prepared under the provision of Companies Act 1956. The taxable income calculated as per Income Tax Act and profits calculated as Companies Act will not be same. By taking advantage of this situation, many companies had showed profits in their profit and loss account but were not paying any tax because their income computed as Income Tax Act was either nil or negative or too low. Here, companies showed book profit and paid dividends to shareholders but were not paying any income tax at all. So those kind of companies we are going to call as zero tax companies. In order to bring such companies under the income tax brackets, MAT was introduced. It was introduced by Finance Act 1987 with effect from assessment year 1988-89. Later on, it was withdrawn by the Finance Act 1990 and then reintroduced by the Finance Act 1996. In India, when the companies applied this as AMT, and then it is termed as minimum alternative tax. The main objective of this MAT introduction is to bring those companies, those who are not paying tax, those are the companies called as zero tax companies. For that company need to bring into tax consideration, the MAT was introduced, and it is also main objective of that. If I talk about minimum alternative tax rate, which will be applicable as 18.5%, which need to be taken on book profit, along with that surcharge as well as health and education cess will be applicable for that. Next is applicability and non-applicability, means for whom it will apply and for whom it will not apply. Provisions of MAT are applicable to every company, whether it is public company or private company, or whether it is an Indian company or also foreign company. So let us see for whom it will not apply. And the MAT provision will not apply those who are the companies which are not having any permanent establishment in India, and it is also will not apply for the foreign companies which will come under the section of 44AB, 44BB. The last one is computation of book profit under MAT provision. So let us see how the book profit will be calculated under MAT provision. Before explaining that, let me say, if in the illustration, if they ask you to find out net tax liability or tax payable by the company, if they also mentioned about provision under section 115 JB or which is under MAT, then you are supposed to prepare tax liability under normal provision. I have considered three parts: part A, part B and part C. In part A, we are going to calculate tax liability under normal provision by finding out three steps. That is, one, by finding out taxable income from business of the company, and second step we are going to use the same, that is finding out total income or taxable income, and the last step we are going to find out by finding out the tax liability or tax payable by the company under normal provisions. And the part B is related to computation of tax liability under MAT, and on that we'll have two steps. One is computation of book profit. Under MAT we are supposed to find out the book profit by using this format. After finding out book profit, then we need to calculate the tax liability under MAT 115JB. Then the part C is computation of tax payable by the company. In order to find out how much the tax need to be paid by the company, we are going to take tax liability under normal provision or tax liability under MAT. Whichever is the higher will get, that will be paid by the company as net tax. If the company is eligible to get MAT credit, which is under section 115J AA, then we are going to calculate that also if they ask you to calculate in the illustration. First, let us see how the book profit will be calculated under MAT. Step 1, we are going to calculate the book profit, which is under MAT provision under section 115JB. First, we used to take net profit as per profit and loss account, which is under Companies Act. Remember one thing, while calculating book profit under MAT, we are supposed to take only the information which is related to books of accounts or Companies Act. As I have said in the starting itself, this we are going to calculate by using the information which is under Companies Act or books of accounts. We need to show the difference if the tax is calculated under books of accounts and if the tax is calculated as per income tax. Both we are going to see. So that is the reason MAT has introduced. So first, net profit as per books of accounts or Companies Act. So usually profit and loss account will be prepared under Companies Act or books of accounts. That will be usually taken on the outer column. Then we are going to add 8 items. We are going to deduct 7 items. Only these items will come under book profit. Other than this, we are not going to consider any other informations. Your job is to see whether these items are in the illustration. If it is there, then you can add. So whatever the information you can see here, to add 8 items, those will be represented in debit side of the profit and loss account, and whatever you going to see on the less, so that will be represented on the credit side of the profit and loss account, except that 6th point. First one under add is income tax paid or payable. Any income tax, that is direct tax, if they are specified under illustration on the debit side, we are going to take. Then reserves and provisions, any reserves, any provisions on the debit side we are supposed to take here. Then transfer to general reserve, if any amount which is transferred or deposited to general reserve, then we can take here. Then losses of subsidiary company, any loss which is related to subsidiary company or any provisions of loss which is subsidiary company can be taken here. And next, dividend or proposed dividend, and if they have paid a dividend distribution tax on that dividend, then we can take that here. Then depreciation as per profit and loss account, we are supposed to take depreciation as per profit and loss account. We used to consider depreciation under normal provision in different way, but here we used to consider depreciation as per Companies Act or as per books of accounts. Whatever the depreciation they used to specify on the profit and loss account debit side, that will be considered as per books of accounts, and also that will be taken under book profit. Next is deferred tax, profit and loss account debit side. You can see also one deferred tax profit and loss account credit side on the less. So both, one is if it is mentioned on debit side, we are going to add. If it is mentioned on credit side, we are going to take on the less. Deferred tax, which is on liability or asset, arises due to the difference between profit as per books of accounts and profit as per Income Tax Act. So those difference, if they mentioned on the debit side, we are going to add. If they mentioned on the credit side, we are going to less. Then provision for unascertained liability. If any liabilities which cannot be ascertained, for that if they are making provision, that will be considered here. For example, I can say provision for doubtful debts, those can be considered here. So like that, if any unascertained liability, for that if they are keeping provision, then we can take here. Then while doing less, we need to consider amount withdrawn from reserves. Next, we have exempted incomes. Any exempted income which is mentioned on the credit side of profit and loss account will be taken here. Example like exempted under section 10, 11, 12, like agricultural income, dividend from domestic company. But except exemption under section 10, subsection 38 of the Income Tax Act. So this is the section which will be related to long-term capital gain, which is arises due to the sale of equity shares. Then we have depreciation, excluding depreciation on revaluation of assets. Whatever the depreciation we are going to take on the debit side, that we are going to add it. The same depreciation will be taken here also, because as per Income Tax Act, depreciation will not be taken here. Whatever the profit and loss account depreciation as per books of accounts will be taken here also. One thing I can say, what we are going to add as depreciation, that can be deducted here, but one information we are supposed to exclude. If in the illustration, if they mention about assets revaluation, that is nothing but increase in the asset or decreasing in the asset value. So if they mention that, the depreciation will be calculated for that also, that we are supposed to exclude from that depreciation. That we'll see while solving the illustration. Profit from sick industries. If any industries which are not able to generate profit, those industries will be called as sick industries. If they are generating profit in the previous year, then that will be also considered here. Then a deferred tax, as I told you, if it is on credit side, that will be also deducted. Next most important thing, this will be sixth point, that is will be mentioned on the adjustment side. Any brought forward business losses as per the books of accounts will be compared with unabsorbed depreciation as per books of accounts, whichever is the least we are going to take. In the illustration they will give business loss, unabsorbed depreciation as per income tax also, but we need to take only as per books of accounts. We need to compare and we need to take as whichever is the least. And lastly, profit eligible under section 80 HHC, 80 HHE and 80 HHF. 80 HHC deals with the deduction in respect of profit retained for export business. It is related to export business. Then 80 HHE, profit from export of computers, softwares, etc. And lastly, 80 HHF is related to profit from export or transfer of film softwares. So after deducting this item from the amount, we are going to get a book profit under section 115 JB. After finding out book profit, we are going to calculate tax for that under section 115 JB. So MAT on book profit, which need to be calculated as 18.5% on book profit, what we got on the first step. Then we are going to add a surcharge. For that, surcharge rate will be same as under normal provision, 7% if it is exceeds 1 crore. If it is exceeds 10 crores, we are going to charge 12%. And then we are going to add health and education cess 4% on the total tax what we are going to get. Then we are going to get, by adding it, MAT under section 115 JB, that is tax liability will be paid under MAT. Let us understand this by solving one illustration. The following particulars are provided by Best Company Limited, trading profit and loss account for the year ending 31/3/2019. On the profit and loss account debit side, we have purchase 1,62,500. Then we have entertainment expenses, traveling expenses, depreciation, income tax, outstanding sales tax, provision for unascertained liabilities, proposed dividend, tax consultation fees, provision for a loss of subsidiary company, salaries, sundry expenses and net profit. On the credit side, we have sales 18,18,000, amount withdrawn from general reserve, long-term capital gain, transfer fees, profit on sale of motor car, and we have interest on tax-free government securities. On the additional information, first one is a value of plant and machinery as on 1/4/2018 was rupees 30 lakhs and buildings rupees 5 lakh. Excise duty of 17/18 paid during the year rupees 32,500 was not charged to profit and loss account. Sundry expenses include an item of rupees 26,000 paid in cash. Out of outstanding amount of sales tax, 12,500 was paid before due date of filing the returns. Unabsorbed business loss brought forward is rupees 3 lakh for income tax purpose and rupees 2,25,000 for accounting purpose. Unabsorbed depreciation brought forward is rupees 1,50,000 for accounting purposes. Compute book profit under 115 JB and tax under minimum alternative tax. In this illustration, they have asked us to find out book profit as well as tax liability under MAT. In order to solve this, whatever the book profit form showed you, that format will be used. Whatever the items are there on that will be recorded by seeing the information which is in the illustration. Only those things is enough. Other than that, any other information you can easily ignore. First, we are going to always start by taking net profit. As you can see here, net profit is 10,23,000. So let us start by taking this. As you can see here, I have given the heading computation of book profit under MAT provision under section 115 JB, and I also entered net profit or loss as per profit and loss account as per Companies Act. Whatever the information they have given in the question, that is profit and loss account, it will be as per Companies Act or as per books of accounts only. That is the reason I have taken net profit as 10,23,000. Let us start by taking from the debit side whatever the items we have related to this format. On the profit and loss account debit side, we have entertainment expenses that we don't have that. Traveling expenses also we don't have, but we have depreciation, that is amount of 2,75,000. Whatever the depreciation they have mentioned on the profit and loss account table debit side, that will be as per books of accounts only, and that depreciation 2,75,000 we are supposed to add. So as you can see here, depreciation as per P&L account, I have entered 2,75,000. Then income tax we have, that income tax will be also taken. Income tax paid or payable will be taken to add. Income tax in the first only we have, that is 1,90,000. So only the items what we have here, that is enough. You need to see only those items on the illustration, then you can take. Next we have outstanding sales tax, that will not be taken here, we don't have that. Provision for unascertained liability we have 30,000, that you can take. Provision for unascertained liability, that is the 8th point you have, amount is 30,000. Then on the debit side we have a proposed dividend, proposed dividend or dividend distribution tax. If we have that, we can take. That is the 5th point you can see here, I have taken 90,000. Then tax consultation fees is not related to that format. Provision for loss of subsidiary company, we have that point, losses of subsidiary company, that is 4th point I have taken. Then salaries, sundry expenses is not related to that format. So apart from that, we don't have any information to add under book profit. So other things will be nil. I have done the total, that is 6,07,500. That I'll add with the net profit, I'll get 16,30,500. Only the information what we required at those 8 points, it is enough. By seeing that, if it is there in the illustration, we can take. Next, while doing less, always consider the depreciation as first. Here also we have depreciation. You can see here, 3rd point, depreciation excluding depreciation on revaluation of assets. Whatever the depreciation we have taken above, you can see the 6th point in the add portion. Depreciation as per profit and loss account we have 2,75,000. That amount is as per books of accounts. The same amount will be taken here also. Only difference is, if in the illustration if they have given any asset increase value, any asset decrease value, on that time we need to take out the depreciation portion related to that. So let us check in the illustration, are they given assets increase value or decrease value? That means revalue of an asset. Let us see. First point, you can see value of plant and machinery as on 1/4/2018 was rupees 30 lakhs and building rupees 5 lakh. In this point we have a building amount value as well as plant and machinery value, but they have not given how much it is revalued. What is the change of value in that asset, they have not given. That is the reason the depreciation amount will be same. Whatever the depreciation we have taken as per books of accounts will be taken same, that is 2,75,000. Then whatever the information we have on the credit side, that we can take. First one is amount withdrawn from general reserve. It is there in the book profit format, that we can take. Amount withdrawn from general reserve 1,50,000. Then apart from that we have long term capital gain, it is not related to that. Transfer fees is also not related to that. Profit on sale of motor car is also not related to that. Then we have interest on tax free government securities. As they have said, it is tax free. That is the reason it is exempted. So we can take under exempted portion. amount of rupees 10,000 as interest on tax-free government securities. Apart from that, on the credit side, we don't have any information. Let us check on the adjustment side. Second one, excise duty, that you're not going to take. Sundry expenses is also not related. Out of outstanding amount is also not related. Fifth and sixth point is related to our book profit portion. So one is unabsorbed business loss and unabsorbed depreciation we are going to compare. But in the illustration, they have given as per income tax, as per books of accounts also. Accounting purpose they have mentioned. We need to take only related to accounting purpose, both. Whether it is business loss or whether it is unabsorbed depreciation, we need to take as per books of accounts or as per accounting purposes. As you can see, I have taken as per books of accounts, that is 2,25,000 comparing with 1,50,000. I need to take less amount, that is the least amount of rupees 1,50,000. Apart from this, we don't have any other information. We can put nil for other. We can do the total is 5,85,000. We need to deduct from that. We'll get 10,45,500. I'm repeating again, whatever the information we are going to take under book profit, that all will be related to as per Companies Act or as per books of accounts or as per accounting purpose. So that is the reason I have given some points in this to add or also to less. Only those items you need to see in the illustration. If they have given, you can take. If they have not given, you can easily put as nil. And also it is not necessary to write all the points. Whatever the information you have on that illustration, you can write here and you can do the total and you can find out the book profit under MAT 115 JB. Now let us calculate tax should be paid by that company under MAT 115 JB. This is the format we are supposed to follow. So first we need to take MAT on book profit 18.5%. So as you can see, book profit we got 10,45,500. On that we are supposed to take 18.5%. 10,45,500 into 18.5% will get 1,93,418. Then we need to apply surcharge as the book profit doesn't exceed 1 crore. Then it will be nil. After doing the total, we'll get the same 1,93,418. Then we need to charge health and education cess 4% on that amount. And then we'll get the amount of rupees 7,737. By adding that, we'll get the total tax liability under MAT 2,01,155 rupees. I hope you guys have understood this concept. If you are having any doubts, please mention in the comment section, and thank you for watching.